Astronauts can survive for extended periods, such as 9 months aboard the International Space Station, ISS, due to careful preparation, advanced technology, and a highly controlled environment. Here's how astronauts manage to live and work in space for such long durations. 1. Life support systems. The ISS is equipped with advanced life support systems designed to ensure astronauts have the necessary resources for survival, including oxygen, water, and temperature control. Also, oxygen supply. Oxygen is continuously generated by the spacecraft's life support systems. The ISS uses electrolysis to split water into hydrogen and oxygen, providing a renewable source of oxygen. There are also backup tanks of oxygen in case of an emergency, or carbon dioxide removal. The ISS also has systems to scrub the air of carbon dioxide, CO2, which astronauts exhale. Without removing CO2, it would accumulate and become toxic. These systems ensure the air stays safe for breathing. Temperature and humidity control. The ISS has systems that regulate the internal temperature and humidity levels to make the living space comfortable. Without this, the extreme temperature fluctuations in space could make living conditions unbearable. 2. Food and water supply. Astronauts on the ISS have carefully planned food and water supplies, and they follow a well-designed system for nutrition and hydration. Food. The food is freeze-dried or dehydrated to save space and reduce weight. It's prepared to meet all the nutritional needs of astronauts, and meals are carefully planned to provide balanced amounts of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Astronauts can rehydrate their meals using water from the station's water supply. They also have occasional fresh foods, like fruits or vegetables sent from Earth. Water. The ISS has a water recovery system, WRS, which recycles water from urine, sweat, and other sources. This makes the station's water supply largely self-sustaining. The astronauts also bring some fresh water from Earth when they launch, but most of the water is recycled. 3. Exercise and physical health. Living in microgravity for extended periods can cause muscle atrophy and bone loss because the body doesn't have to work against gravity as it does on Earth. To prevent these effects, exercise regimen. Astronauts are required to exercise for about 2 hours every day to maintain muscle mass and bone density. The ISS is equipped with special exercise equipment like a treadmill, with harnesses to keep astronauts in place, a stationary bicycle, and a weightlifting machine that uses vacuum cylinders instead of traditional weights. 4. Sleep and mental health. Astronauts sleep in small individual sleeping quarters that are equipped with sleeping bags to keep them in place since there is no gravity to hold them down. Sleep schedule. Astronauts follow a strict sleep schedule to ensure they get enough rest. They typically have 8 hours of sleep per day. To help regulate their circadian rhythms, which are influenced by the absence of natural day-night cycles in space, the ISS is lit with artificial lighting that mimics a 24-hour day. Mental health. Long-duration space missions can be mentally challenging, so astronauts receive psychological support before, during, and after their missions. Regular communication with loved ones via video calls and messages helps alleviate stress. In addition, astronauts can enjoy leisure activities like reading, watching movies, or playing musical instruments. They also participate in research and experiments, which helps keep them engaged. 5. Radiation protection. Space presents a major risk in terms of radiation exposure, especially from solar radiation and cosmic rays. The ISS has several layers of shielding to protect astronauts from harmful radiation, though it's not perfect. Shielding. The station's walls and modules provide some protection, and there are specially designed areas called storm shelters, where astronauts can seek refuge if there's a significant solar flare or radiation event. Monitoring. Astronauts are monitored for radiation exposure, and the data collected helps inform future missions and protect astronauts' health. 6. Waste management. Waste management is also a critical aspect of space survival. Urine and feces. Astronauts use specially designed toilets that collect urine and feces. The urine is sent through the water recovery system to be recycled into drinking water, while feces are stored in waste containers until the next spacecraft arrives to dispose of them. 7. Communication with Earth. Astronauts on the ISS maintain constant communication with mission control centers on Earth. They can receive real-time updates, guidance, and medical support if needed. They also conduct live experiments and research, which are streamed back to Earth. 8. Safety and emergency protocols. The ISS has emergency protocols in place for various situations, including fire, loss of pressure, or other potential hazards. Astronauts receive extensive training in emergency procedures, and the station is equipped with escape pods, Soyuz spacecraft, or Dragon capsules, that can return astronauts to Earth in case of an emergency. Surviving in space for long periods like 9 months requires a combination of advanced technology, rigorous preparation, and the ability to adapt to the challenges of living in microgravity. Thanks to life support systems, exercise regimens, careful planning of food and water supplies, and psychological support, astronauts can successfully live and work on the ISS for extended durations while contributing to valuable research and scientific advancements.